Hello, welcome to another workout reaction video. Today I will be listening to Bad Brains' Eye Against Eye, which came out in I believe 86, so a couple years after their original album, their self-titled second album that I listened to, the Rock the Light, I think is what it's called. It didn't really blow me away. It was just kind of a 2.0 version of the first album. With a lot of repeats and just up production quality. So I'm curious to see what this is going to sound like with them having evolved over the years a bit more. Workout, I just got a 70-pound, so 36-kilogram kettlebell, which is proving to be very difficult. I'm looking forward to busting it out. That's what I'm talking Go through this real quick. First song, the intro, fucking groovy, very nice, fantastic intro to this album. Second song, Eye Against Eye. I heard Eye Against Eye, like I reacted to it singularly, but and I was really wondering if it's just this medley of music, if they like just super cut an album together or something like that. This proves that was not the case. It's just how the song is, which is fucking sick. Don't have much time to go through the lyrics quite yet, but yeah, that's my thoughts so far. Check it, House of Suffering. I really liked how the guy's vocals were sounding in the beginning. Is very untraditional but unique for something that was much more metal sounding for what the 80s was metal wise, and then went into something more traditional later. Sonically it sounded like a good metal song over there. It's just kind of a classic feel. Lyrically, it's very profound. I appreciated this, saying this House of Suffering, gotta let some joy in. Like, I'm assuming the House of Suffering is one's own temple of their body. And one way grace is my friend to conquer doom and sin. It's just kind of saying, like, this, I gotta have my origin in this House of Suffering. It's the only thing I want, is to know who I am and maintain and keep that in all this, is what I'm understanding. I might have butchered what the artist intended. But and then Eye Against Eye was also pretty damn good. Like, they definitely took a huge step up from their lyricism from the prior albums, in my opinion. Eye Against Eye is just talking about, like, hey, there's all this bread and circus and all this bullshit they're gonna keep feeding you. And, like, I don't want to take it, And yeah, here I am with 2 color TVs, right? So you can't really resist it, but it's still there and we're cognizant of it. All right, let's keep her going. Ooh, I love this. I like this. Fuck yeah. So 77, I think sonically it was, it almost felt like a mockery of some of the more popular songs that were going on during there, just because lyrically it seems to be a bit more profound. I don't really know what Secret 77 means, but maybe another time I can get a proper diving in on that. But I think the song felt like it needed a bit more build-up for being 4 minutes long. It needed a little more movement, but I don't know. It's a song. So I'm gonna keep it real. Last 3 songs. This 70-pound kettlebell is kicking my ass right now. My brain, my head hurts, but got a little bit more to do. So I haven't really been able to fully digest what I'm hearing. The concentrated thoughts that go through my brain are saying it's a bit softer of an album so far. Like, it was hard at the beginning, it was more classic, and now it feels like they're more trying to appeal to a broader audience by softening things up. And maybe that also has to do with how production value is going through. Like, hey, if you want it to sound good, it's got to sound like this, during that time, mid-80s. It doesn't sound bad. It doesn't feel like an aggressive workout right now from it. So I can't say that that's the best spot for it, wherever how I like to work out. But I could dig it in like a car or something, or just like kicking it on the porch with a beer, listening to something like this would be great. And lyrically, I haven't been able to really focus hard enough to digest properly. But yeah, let's keep going. We're on Sacred Love.
Baby, 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 won't you come to me as a whore? Don't lust on my body, baby.
I got people, where is the higher demonstrate?
So finished the album up. Still have a little bit left workout, but I didn't really get to delve too deep onto it. I just kind of was able to have fleeting thoughts because this workout's kicking my ass right now. Every time you move up a weight, you got to be in for a decrease in performance, right? But thoughts on the album, just kind of like in passing, listening to it, it felt like they'd mellowed out a lot more in the last 4 years, whatever, 3-4 years, whatever it's been. Yeah, they definitely mellowed out a bit, and I think they're making music that's more appealing to a larger audience, which is totally fine. It makes, because they're talented at what they do, and you change also. In 3 years, you shouldn't necessarily be the same person you were 3 years ago, right? In the present day, I think some of the arrangement of the vocals, I think some of the lyrics were really profound, but I found the progression of how the singer was doing it felt a little lazy at times. I just kind of repeating choruses, hooks over and over. But it's fine. I wasn't, I was listening to it in one ear, out the other ear for a bit. So it kind of makes sense that something like that would stick with me as well. Earworms, so to say. I think it's interesting here. There's a precursor, I feel like, for other stuff too that's going in there in more modern music. So it still feels they're ahead of their time. However, it also feels that they mellowed out a bit more, kind of grew up a little bit, and maybe getting a little tired and just kind of want to, like there's a song about, I don't want no hoe. I just want a chick to love and keep as mine, pretty much, keep in private as my own to love. Oh, I don't think there was that many love songs in the prior albums. So yeah, definitely means there's some maturity going on there. But yeah, those are my thoughts, without making it too much deeper, because I don't really have much more to add without re-listening to everything. So apologize for that if this is your favorite album, but I will be listening to it again just so I can double check myself, and confirm or deny my own thoughts. Quick thought that came to me after I had finished recording. This album was like 30 minutes long, and the prior album was also around like 35, 36 minutes, if I remember correct. And kind of what I'm wondering about is their initial album, there's a kind of a long pause at the end, just like a holdout sustained note, little outro. And what I assumed is that's for when you have an LP and you got to fill up the rest of the record. These other songs, an LP, if I remember correct, is around 45 minutes that it can hold on the standard size. And yet these albums are substantially less, like 2/3 of that is, around there, like 10 minutes gone, 15 minutes gone. So I'm kind of wondering, in this time period where records still the big thing, I don't think people had switched over to tape cassettes. But am I wrong about that? Someone hit me up about that, because I'm really curious why they were choosing such album lengths. I could have put like 2 other songs on this project and the prior one. But yeah, just thought. Have a good day. You deserve it.